Give and Take is a very thought-provoking episode of Rugrats, particularly in the way Chuckie responds to something. This is the first segment of the 10th episode of the third season of Rugrats, and Tommy has a new toy called Boppo, but it's not just a new toy, it's a prototype of Stu's latest invention. And I think this is the first time we've seen Chuckie and Tommy and Phil and Lil at one point truly interacting with something Stu has invented. I could be wrong, there might have been another occasion, but certainly it's not something that happens regularly. So credit to Stu for inventing something the babies actually enjoy. Unfortunately, Chuckie enjoys it a little bit too much, and he gets quite manic and almost cackles as he's bopping this Boppo and genuinely having the best time of his life. It's a giant clown type inflatable, and you bop it on the nose and it'll, fall down then spring back up again. Quite a common toy that I've seen before. So Stu's toy is maybe not the most unique invention, but Chuckie's having a great time with it, and Phil and Lil tell Tommy that it's not normal for Chuckie to be enjoying it this much. And I was quite curious because it's a clown. It's clearly a clown, and I was thinking, why is he not scared? But I'll get back to that in a moment. And Phil, I believe it was Phil, gave this fantastic quote. And I might not have loved this quote as a child, it would have went over my head, but as an adult I found it to be awkwardly funny. And the quote is, "A kid his age should be playing with his friends, not alone in a room bopping his bopple." And it just amused me more than it should have done. But Tommy agrees, and he tries to tell Chuckie this, but Chuckie's father comes to pick him up at that exact moment, and somehow Chuckie manages to make Tommy agree to let Chuckie keep Boppo and take him home. And Tommy doesn't want this, but he kind of doesn't have the chance to say no, so Chuckie takes it home. And Angelica comes over and Chaz is babysitting her. I don't think that's happened before. I don't think there's another episode. Oh, actually, there might be. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I don't think there is an episode where it's just Chuckie and Angelica, with Angelica being babysat at Chuckie's house. That's quite a weird setup, but it worked. It worked relatively okay. And Angelica tells Chuckie that Boppo is a clown, and Chuckie realizes he should have been scared. And I love that because it shows that fear is often in the mind. Obviously, fear, as well as the physical response, is a mental response, but the fact that Chuckie didn't know it was a clown meant that it didn't scare him. He wasn't scared of it. It's only when his brain told him that it was a clown and therefore he should be scared did he become scared of it. And I love that it's saying those things you're scared of might not actually be scary. You might just be scared because you're telling yourself you should be scared. And I just think it gave a little bit of food for thought that if there's anything in your life that you're scared of, are you scared of it, or are you telling yourself you should be scared of it? Almost like, is it habitual to be scared of it? And I just think it was really fascinating and really interesting. Chuckie wants to give it back, but Angelica says he can't because he'll be a giver-backer. Tommy wants to ask for it back, but he can't because Phil and Lil say he'll be a taker-backer. Who's going to end up with Boppo by the end of the episode? I won't answer that question, but I liked it. I thought it was good fun. I liked Mr. Banana Head, which is a parody of Mr. Potato Head. That made me question why Mr. Potato Head never branched out into a whole range of other Mr. Whatever Heads. I'm just surprised they didn't. I mean, they might have done briefly, but I'm surprised that's not a whole thing. But today it would be probably Mr. Avocado Head or something. But I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was very thought-provoking, very fascinating look at why we fear things and whether or not we're actually scared or we just tell ourselves we should be scared. Definitely thought-provoking. Great episode, unpredictable, really thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't remember it from my childhood. Kind of feel like I would have blocked out Boppo because, I'll be honest, it was pretty scary. It is definitely a scary thing. And as I said, I was really surprised that Chuckie wasn't scared of it from the beginning, but then we found out why. That's because his brain didn't register that it was a clown and didn't tell him to be scared of it. Give and Take, definitely a good episode.